We are on.
We are on. Hello, everybody. It is 11-ish a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. Beautiful Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm going to talk really loud because it's a little windy. As you can see, we are not coming from to you from inside Liberty Science Center, but we are in fact outside Liberty Science Center. As always, my name is Fred. I am the Director of Guest Programs here at Liberty Science Center, bringing you your animal update. And with me, of course, on the other side of the camera is cameraman, tablet holder extraordinaire, question reader professional, and fantastic giggler.
Yeah, there you go. Surprise giggler. Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the finale.
And we are here, and I'm sure many of you know, it is our season finale of our animal update.
Sad.
Finale, possibly, let's leave it at season finale.
Yeah.
For the most successful Facebook show of all time. Do not fact check that.
Yeah.
Most successful Facebook show of all time, and we could never ever have our season finale without, of course, the ever popular Mickey and Nicole.
Nikki, there's. Hey.
So as I said, we're coming to you from outside Liberty Science Center today. We thought for our season finale we'd see our animals in a little bit of a different light, literally, in the natural sunlight out here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be visiting a few of our animals that we brought outside to enjoy the beautiful weather we're having there. Although, of course, right before we started, the wind picked up, so now we have to really scream so you can hear us. We're getting lots of people signing up.
Yeah, people are saying hi, and they're moving on. Yeah.
So because it is our season finale, I'm sure a lot of you have been with us since the beginning. I think we've done about 12, 13 episodes.
Yeah,
like
pretty
that.
much.
So around there.
Yeah.
What many are calling the greatest Facebook show of all time. Again, please do not fact check
Behind
that
trivia.
at all. Do not fact check that at all. But we are so happy you're joining us here for our season finale. And I know we always have it. Everybody tells us where they're from and all that. And you certainly let us know where you're from. But I think for today, we usually have an opening question of to get feedback. Tell us your favorite memory of animal updates over the course of the last few months.
That's a good one.
What is your favorite memory of animal updates, or your favorite animal that you got to see during
Nice.
animal update? We're going to do a lot of member berries today. It's going to be a very member berry heavy episode.
Joey Rivera
Memory.
is here from. Are you going to start singing?
That was it.
What?
If you weren't paying attention, you listened. There was the singing.
Live on the internet forever now.
Yes.
It's there, it's recorded.
And of course, as not always, but usually we're kicking our show off here with, of course, the ever popular Mickey the green-winged macaw.
Nice.
He is a green-winged macaw from South America. They
He
are
really
the
likes it out here.
second largest macaw in the world. So actually, we hadn't planned this, so I'm going to put Nicole on the spot, because right before we started, Nicole was running down the sidewalk, and Mickey really seemed to enjoy it. Do you think we could get a shot of you running down? And Mickey he liked.
Oh yeah, watch this.
He really enjoys it. So check this out.
So Nicole's gonna.
All right, so she's actually going to. She needs a running start. So
Yep.
She's going to go down the sidewalk. But we like to do like we do every single week. We do all kinds of different enrichment for our animals to really keep them physically and mentally healthy. And Mickey does come outside sometimes, and one of his favorites is our husbandry staff likes to run along with him. He really enjoys that and stretches his wings out. I think we're ready. All right.
We're ready? All right.
All right.
We're good. Oh, there he goes! Lift off! In a way. He's not really lifting off, but you know what I mean.
He's loving it out here. It is a beautiful day. I think it's probably about low 80s.
Probably. Yeah, low 80s.
Right?
Yeah.
My hair's
Feels like it.
probably getting a little crazy.
It was crazy from before.
That's another ongoing saga, as anyone who regularly tunes in each week. to see what status my hair is in.
Yeah. Someone says they liked you sticking your tongue out every 12 seconds.
Yes, I know
That happened.
That might be Depeche's favorite too.
There's Mickey back after his run.
I think he's liking the wind because he just had his wings out at first and he didn't start flapping until after.
Nice.
How about as we do some our sappy memories here in our season finale? How about the time Nicole? Someone asked her to pick up the queen.
Naked mole rat, yeah.
Naked mole rat, and she picked it up.
And she did pick it up, yeah.
How about that? That was another really good
The
one.
people spoke, Nicole heard.
I listened.
Yeah. Look at that. That was cool. That was cool. I actually didn't think that was going to be possible, but that happened.
That was a really
Yeah.
good one. So we got. I figured we'd see a lot of the skink.
Yeah, the
With
skink.
the sticking the tongue out. Was that last week?
That was last week.
That might have been last week.
Yeah.
All right. That was last week. How about poop cam?
Oh, poop cam is the
Poop
best.
Cam, lots of poop. We might get some poop cam still.
I'm really
today.
hoping for some like season finale poop cam.
You never know.
Yeah, the grandest poop cam of them all, you
We do
know?
have Mickey out here who's popular on poop cam.
Yeah.
He's probably delivered us at least half our poop cams, if not more.
Yeah.
Creator.
The dust bath, the snake ball pit, people
The chinchilla
remember?
dust
Yeah.
bath, the snake ball pit.
Mhm.
Those were all. How about the time it was that Star Wars week, and we had the tamarins eating the
Oh,
bugs
yes.
out of the Death Star.
That was like one of our first few
That
ones.
was
Yeah, that was cool.
Way back in the early days.
Yeah.
May the 4th.
May the 4th.
Right?
Or around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take.
So Mickey's 39 years old, right? Mickey's 39. See, even I'm doing like a season recap, you know?
He's 39, born in 1981. He's the oldest out of all of us out here.
Yeah. Molly's asking what's poop cam. Poop cam is, as it sounds, it's when things poop and we focus on it for like a few seconds or minutes.
We do not shy away from the poop here.
Nope.
At Animal Update, it's one of the things that has made us the greatest Facebook live show of all time. Again, do not fact check that. But yes, we do not shy away from the poop at all here at Animal Update.
Kristen is asking if Mickey can actually fly and why is he not flying away right now?
You want to answer that one, Nicole?
Sure. So Mickey was born under human care, so he never learned how to fly. So to keep him safe, we do something called clipping his feathers, or clipping his flight feathers, which doesn't hurt him. If you want to compare it to people, it's like clipping our fingernails. So those feathers do grow back, and it has to be maintained.
That's cool.
So that's something that keeps him safe, because if something loud happened in Eaton Beaton and he got scared, he might try to fly, but since he never learned, he could get hurt.
Okay.
So it's just something that keeps him safe. Our animal husbandry staff, not just me, all of us, will do what you guys just saw, which is kind of run with him on our arms so he does get to stretch those wings, those muscles that he has. But yeah.
That's cool.
So as we get going, as we start to move along, and I think probably most people have joined us by now, right? I do want to let everyone know we do have a special donation button that should be on your screen. I know every week I'm always asking everyone to please go to the website. All that money really goes to making shows like this possible, and of course helping and care for our animals. Even though Liberty Science Center is not open to the public right now, we of course are still taking great care of our animals. So please, now you don't even have to go to the website. You've got that little button there. We thank you so much for anything you're able to give. So thank you so much, and of course thank you for joining us for our season finale. I think we have time to move on.
We have like 30 seconds. So actually, someone asks a very cool question, and it's going to put you guys on the spot a little bit. What is yours and Nicole's favorite animal that you featured on Animal Update?
Favorite animal we have featured?
Didn't prep this one, did you?
No, not at all.
You know,
We'll do Nicole first.
The naked mole rats.
Oh.
I thought it was really cool that you guys got to see them up close. I know sometimes on exhibits they're hiding in tunnels and it might not be the closest look. So I was really happy you guys got to see the mole rats really up close, and that I was able to do what you asked, because it was something that I do normally, and obviously you guys aren't with me when I'm cleaning the mole rats every day. So it's something that I could provide for you to pick up one of the mole rats and show you up close and show that they do have those little hairs and just get that in-depth look at those guys because they're a very interesting animal.
That's really cool. That's really cool, yeah.
I feel like there's pressure for me. So many people have already shared some great animal update memories. So I feel like I want to choose one that I haven't heard yet.
Mm-hmm.
So and this might even be going back to like our first episode, but how about the time we fed the piranhas?
Oh, that was cool, yeah.
The piranhas, that was really neat.
Yeah, I have never seen a piranha eat, so that was actually nice.
Them eating, and then also to be able to talk about just, you know, a lot of the myth and legend around piranha and shed some truth about them. That was really cool.
Hopefully you guys get to see them when you come back to the Science Center, hopefully soon, sometime.
Mickey, what was your favorite? Yeah.
All right.
That means Mickey.
All right, there we go.
So I think we're gonna let Mickey head inside, and we'll bring out our next animal.
Sounds good.
The beautiful weather. So maybe focus on Nicole for 30 more seconds, Nicole, while I get our next animal.
Yeah. And Nicole will be back.
I'll be back.
Yep.
Me and Mickey are gonna run upstairs.
Wow. So, Nicole, they're asking if, like, Mickey talks to you?
I don't know if you guys heard a little bit, but when we were talking, he was doing, like, a little chatter.
Okay.
So he was just trying to be part of the conversation. When I perched him upstairs to bring him down here, he was saying, hello. Like, sometimes you guys see when Heidi perches him.
Yeah,
he was doing that when I picked him up to bring him down. Because he saw me packing up all the other animals, so he knew something was going on. And I think he was happy to see he was going to be a part of it.
Mm. Awesome.
Right.
All right.
We're going to exit
that way.
Mickey,
And I'm gonna
signing off, but we have
what?
Our next animal. This is actually, even though it's our season finale, this is an animal we have not featured yet. And I'm sorry, we're doing Depeche and I are in the front of Liberty Science Center right now, and we're playing around
Liberty Science Center building.
Who's in the shade and who's in the sun to make sure you guys can see us.
Yeah. I think I can see you. Yeah, I'm good.
Do I need to move over? Or?
No, I'm good. I'll adjust. You can just stand where you are.
You do your thing, I'll move with you. But we have one of our snakes, and this is a ball python.
Ball python.
Definitely enjoying the warm weather today because they're cold-blooded animals.
Wow.
This is, as I know everybody always wants to know the name, this is Nancy.
Nancy
the ball python. She's actually our largest ball python we have here. We have a few. She weighs about 6 pounds.
Nancy says snake. We have a Nancy who just said snake. So, Nancy, meet Nancy.
We have Nancy the, I assume, human, and Nancy the snake.
Yeah, there we go.
So, and Nancy's a ball python. They come from Western Africa. They live in mostly grassland, savanna, areas like that. They're usually nocturnal, so in Western Africa, where they're from, it would be very, very maybe uncomfortable during the day. They go up, down into burrows. Fortunately, it's really beautiful weather today. And they come out at night, and that's when they hunt. They're mainly ambush predators, eating rodents, a lot of mice and rats and things like that. And as we go along, I'm not sure, with all the memories and all that stuff going on, if I reminded everyone, ask your questions as we go along about any of the animals you might see, so Depeche is able to read them and send out some of your questions. Hopefully we can answer a few more animal questions before we sign off for the season.
So, how old is Nancy again? Sorry?
So Nancy, we don't know her exact age, but we know she's somewhere around 28, 29 years old.
Oh, wow.
So she is definitely an older ball python.
As old as I am.
So in the wild, they typically only live to be about 10.
What?
So only about 10 in the wild.
She's triple that.
Yeah, it really shows all the great care that our animals get here at the Science Center, that they're able to live so long. So Nancy is 29. You can see she's very healthy too.
Yeah.
She's nice. She's got a very muscular body. Very, very healthy snake. And just like in the wild, they eat rodents here. Of course, she doesn't have to hunt here for her rodents, but they eat rodents. And there's some thought that in Africa, where they come from, that they are really supplying almost like a pest control service that's worth millions of dollars a year. So millions of dollars a year in pest control by these guys.
Wow. That's cool.
From eating mice and rats and things like that would otherwise be eating some of the crops that are out in the fields.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That's
I
cool.
said
she's not venomous or anything, right?
no. She's a python, and all pythons are non-venomous. They're constrictors. So she's one of those squeeze snakes rather than a venomous snake. So she's completely non-venomous. Though that does not mean she doesn't have teeth. She's actually got quite a few teeth, and they're even curved backwards, so that when she bites onto things, they try and get away, she's able to latch onto them. So she has, even though she's not a venomous snake, does not mean that they don't have lots of
and
sharp
she's not
teeth.
squeezing you right now, right? She's not squeezing your arm?
She's not squeezing at me for a few reasons. For one, you know, she's aware that I'm a person. She knows I'm not food. She can tell that I'm not. Fortunately, I don't smell like a rat, which is good. So she's not looking to eat me. Also, as an education animal here at the Science Center, she gets handled a lot like this. So she's very used to being around people. She's one of the animals we take out to meet our guests. So she's really not aggressive at all towards people. And I know how to hold her in a way that keeps her comfortable. So you can see she's very comfortable right now.
How does she feel as you hold her? Is she slimy?
No, that's a great question. So she looks slimy, right? A lot of snakes look slimy because they have that sheen on them. But no snake is slimy. There's no such thing as a slimy snake unless someone puts slime on them. They are not slimy. They're not all snakes, but most of them are very smooth. Some of them might be a little bumpy, but they're very smooth, and they're not slimy at all. You know, these are reptiles, which are scaled. And then you have amphibians, and amphibians can be slimy. So animals like salamanders, newts, frogs, those can be slimy. And they're close relatives, or relatively speaking, on the giant tree of life. But no, our snake here is not at all slimy. Even though she's got that beautiful, and actually in the sun, look at that. You can see like really almost shiny. Some greens coming out in her scales and blues. Really beautiful.
And so why do snakes shed? And why is it a thing that they shed, and how often do they shed?
Okay, so they shed to get bigger. So in order for their skin to grow and for their bodies to grow, they have to shed their skin. So anytime you see a snake shedding, it's because it's outgrown, or it's outgrown that outer layer, so it's shedding out to get bigger. As far as how often they do that, really depends on two things: the age of the snake. So younger snakes are growing a lot more than older snakes, just like people, right? So when you're young, you're growing faster, but at some point your growth slows down, and for us, it eventually stops.
Right.
But for snakes, same thing in the sense that they're growing much faster when they're younger, and then that slows down a lot when they're older, though they never really stop totally growing. It slows down to a crawl, pun not intended, but it slows down a lot, but they never really stop. The other factor is how much they're eating. So if you're eating a lot, then you're growing faster, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a snake that's eating a lot, then it's going to be shedding more often than one that's not eating as often. So
that's true.
Those are really the two factors, you know. And I'm sorry, I keep touching myself because I think I've got like a fly flying around behind me. I'm just hoping it's not a mosquito. So a snake like Nancy, she's a older snake. She's getting fed very regularly though, so she still does shed, but she's not shedding every month or anything like that.
Oh, that's good.
No.
All right, so recap. She's a ball python. She's about 28 to 29 years old, not really sure.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And her name is Nancy. Just
Nancy.
a quick recap of those who are joining us.
And you know, why ball python? That seems like an odd name for a snake.
Actually, that's a good question.
So the reason why they're called ball pythons, and they're the world's smallest python. So some people, you think of pythons getting really big. The biggest a ball python can get is about 6 feet long, and that's very rare. They normally are more like Nancy here, which is in that 3 to 4 foot range. So when you're not that big, and you're not that fast, and you're walking, and not walking, but you're sliding around in the grasslands of West Africa, there's a lot of things that might want to eat you.
Yeah.
So the name ball python comes from the way they protect themselves, or their primary way of protecting themselves, which is they curl up into a tight ball with their head in the center, protected, and then they have their strong coils on the outside, and that makes it harder for a predator to attack them. So that's why they're called ball pythons. They actually do have another common name, which is the royal python.
Oh, okay.
And actually we're doing a good demo of it right now, but the reason why some people call them the royal python is there's a legend that Queen Cleopatra used to wear them on her wrist as jewelry.
What?
Kind of like, a little bit like what Nancy's doing here. I could tell you, though, Cleopatra must have had some arms. Because if I had to walk around with one of these on each arm all day, she weighs about 6 pounds. So that...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's...
You're like carrying a bowling ball.
You would get some pretty big arms.
Yeah.
So Cleopatra must have been... She never missed arm day, if the legend is true.
That's funny. Why is Nancy sticking her tongue out all the time?
So Nancy is using that tongue to sense the environment around her. So she has a few ways she senses the environment, just like we do. One of them is that tongue that she's kind of smelling the air, and then she has an organ in her mouth that she's pulling those particles in and analyzing them, and it allows her to know kind of who's around here. So she's well aware that we're here. She has a couple other things, and I don't know how... we're getting fans in the parking lot.
People in the parking lot
are waving at us here. They heard that it's the season finale of the Gray's Facebook show.
Live show.
A live show. Well, you know what? I think it might be the Gray's Facebook show. Live or otherwise, right?
I mean,
just don't think about it too hard and don't fact check it.
Arguably.
Yeah.
Arguably in bold and italics and underline.
I could argue. we could argue all day. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Things have gone off the rails here.
When was
finale. We're talking about senses on our ball python, Nancy, who is not amused by any of this.
Yeah.
You might also be able to see she has holes along her upper lip, those pits.
Yeah, I see that.
She uses those as well to sense prey. And ball pythons also have decent vision. They're able to see pretty well. Something just happened.
Yeah, Joey says trivia is better. Woohoo!
Oh, Joey! Joey, what are you talking? How is trivia better? There's a toy giraffe in trivia. Here we've got real live animals. Real live animals.
The people have spoken. I'm just saying, putting it out there. I'm not going to say much about that.
We're gonna argue. We'll argue that. We're gonna argue that. Animal update for life. All right. Do we have any questions about Nancy?
No, we don't. I think we're good.
Are we good on Nancy the Steak? All right.
Yeah. Whoa, 3 people have donated. Woo, shout out to the people who donated.
Shout out to all the people who have clicked that donate button. Thank you so much. Nancy definitely appreciates it. But we're going to go put Nancy away as you get a beautiful view of our parking lot for one moment.
One moment. Parking lot. That's the parking lot. And that is our building.
But we're going to kind of go on a little bit of a safari here. So we're Jersey City Liberty Science Center style safari, and this is going to bring back another memory. Remember the time we started the show off inside with the tortoises?
Oh, I remember that.
That was really cool.
I remember that. That was cool.
So we are going to kind of relive that moment outside. We have some of our tortoises outside here.
What?
That we can go in with.
Look at that. Okay, I can get in as well.
You can definitely, yes, you can definitely come in here. Our tortoises are safe. And it's nice over here. It's in the
Thanks,
shade,
Wendy.
too.
Yeah.
Starting to sweat over there. Look at the links we go to for Animal Update. You will never see anything like this at Trivia, I guarantee it.
Oh my goodness. You're just starting a war.
Are we starting something?
You are starting something.
I'm going to lose, though, because this is my last time.
Yeah.
You keep going, so you can just keep piling on.
I swear, I can
like
just keep
next,
going.
However many months.
Oh,
So we're in here with our some of our red-footed
a little curious
tortoises, and these are actually some of the ones you saw if you saw that episode where we were in with the tortoises. We do like to bring them out sometimes, especially when it's such nice weather. You can see they really enjoy getting out, crawling along in the grass. You might even see them take a bite.
Yeah, he's got some grass stuck in his mouth.
She's getting, they're messy eaters, much like Mickey is. They're not the cleanest eaters. We have two of our girls out here today. There are our two smallest tortoises that we have. This is Venus and Saturn.
Venus and Saturn. Yes, I remember this from the last time because all our tortoises are named after planets.
That's true.
Yes.
They're all named after planets. So out here right now, we have Venus and Saturn, the red-footed tortoises. And they're, even though they're some of our smaller red-footed tortoises, they are full-grown. This is about as big as they get. These tortoises only get to be about 1.5 feet long or so, 18 inches. Not like, say, like the Galapagos tortoises that you might think about. And they're also another good example of animals that have been so well cared for here at the Science Center because they're older tortoises. They're about 20 years old. They're both around 20.
Mm-hmm.
I think Saturn might be 19 and Venus might be 20, somewhere in there. They're both around 20 years old.
Okay.
And which is at the upper end of their lifespan for a tortoise in the wild. Would only be 15, 20 years old. So Venus, and you can see Venus and Saturn going very strong here.
Yeah. Someone's asking what's the difference between a tortoise and a turtle.
I'm going to try and sit down here with Venus or Saturn.
Yeah.
I can't actually tell them apart. So you can see that their feet, there's a couple of differences. One is these feet are almost like elephant feet, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get dirty here. We've got like feet. What's that?
Do it for the people.
Doing it for the people. Who was the guy who said trivia was better?
He's still with me.
So they have these elephant-like feet.
Yeah.
For that are adapted for being on land because turtles tend to swim, or most turtles like to be in the water. Tortoises do not do that. They like to stay up on land. So that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Second is, of course, where their primary habitat are. So turtles, swimmers, tortoises on land. And another is their diet. Mm-hmm. So tortoises tend to be herbivores, vegetarians, or mostly herbivores and vegetarians, while turtles tend to be mostly carnivores. So your turtles in your ponds, they're eating bugs and crayfish and frogs and fish and things like that, while tortoises are mostly eating fruits and vegetables and grasses. Though they're technically herbivores, they might eat some eggs or things along the way, carrion, which are like dead stuff they find, but typically they're vegetarians.
Nice. Do you know what the spots are on their back?
What are
these, like red spots?
It's just the patterning
Just the
on
patterning.
their shell. But you can see they've got these other red spots on their legs, which is where they get their name red-footed tortoise from.
Wow.
And they're definitely enjoying the warm weather. As I was saying, our reptiles, one comes up behind me,
Yep.
are cold-blooded, so they get all their heat energy from the sun and from the environment around them. They're not like us where they can generate their own heat.
Yeah.
So they're really, really liking it out here, even though we're in the shade a bit. Now Depeche is in the sun.
I am in the sun.
Feeling it's a little warm over there, right?
It is a little warm. I'm doing it for the people too.
Doing it for the people. We're not going to do it, but one of the it's pretty easy to find out if our tortoises are male or female. We know they're both female. But the under part of their shell, which is called their plastron, on males is bent in, so it's curved.
Oh, that's cool.
While
I didn't know
for
that.
females, it's pretty much flat across. So we know their plastrons, their bottom shells are flat across. So they are females. They are girls.
Nice. We're not getting very many questions. I'm gonna ask one myself. How
The paparazzo just got me.
How often do we bring these turtles out a lot? I mean, turtles. I was about to confuse myself. The tortoises. Do we bring them out a lot?
We don't know. I mean, not a lot. They don't come out every day. Certainly, you can only do it on days that it's nice weather.
Yeah.
Since they are cold-blooded, if you brought them out in weather that's not appropriate for them, it could actually be harmful to them.
Oh, okay.
So it can only be on really perfect days like this. But certainly our husbandry staff does bring the animals out during some of the spring and summer months to do things like that. That's why we have this special fencing here for them. And it's just another way of enrichment. We've seen, as we've seen that all the different ways we do enrichment with the animals. We have different ways of engaging them. We have different foods we've given them over the months, and now this is just another way of bringing them to another different location for them to enjoy.
Do tortoises lay eggs or give birth to live young ones?
They are egg layers, and we've actually had a successful tortoise hatch here at the Science Center too.
Yeah,
but they do lay. They are egg layers. They're not live birth.
Interesting.
They're really they've got a lot of they're really enjoying the weather. You can tell by how active they're being.
Yeah. Yeah, they're adorable. So one of them wants to one of the people wants to see you race them.
Race them?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what are we racing around? Do we want to say first one around the loop?
Yep.
First one around.
And don't stop till we say stop.
Well, I stopped once I'm going around the loop.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I assume I have to do this on all fours, right?
Yes,
Otherwise,
you have to do this on all fours. I would say on your belly, but because that's technically how they are. Like, technically, they look almost on the ground, right?
How about I'll try and get out. I'll try and get a little low.
Yeah, do it.
I want to be careful too. I want to make sure.
Absolutely.
I don't hurt them. Okay.
Yeah, please do this really quick.
Maybe we can get Nicole to come in here and give us the.
Okay.
Yep.
Ready, set, go.
Here we go.
Right.
Who's faster?
On your marks. Get set. Go.
It is really hard to look like a tortoise.
It's just what? I'm actually kind of like thinking this might be a good finale because I don't think we can.
There's a barrier in the way. A roadblock.
The tortoise is actually fooling you. The tortoise has actually won.
What?
Yeah, she went the other way.
Strategy.
Yep, she won. She won. Sorry.
That was really hard.
Yeah, she. Sorry about that. You know, try next time.
We're gonna have to go back to the videotape on that. I think.
I mean, she won. She was there at the finish line.
Well, you know, trying to walk like or run like a tortoise. Well, they can't really run. They're going about top speed right now. They actually hold their legs out like this, not underneath them. So trying to walk like that is really, really hard. It's really hard to keep your body up and go fast. Which is why a lot of reptiles, I'm out of breath,
Yeah.
are usually not known for their quick speed over long distances. And now I'm not either.
It's the best. This is the best job. I just get to do this. Who won, Venus or Saturn? It doesn't matter because Fred lost.
I thought I won.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
We'll let the people chime in and say, was it me, Venus, or Saturn? Let us know as I catch my breath. Walking like a tortoise, really hard.
I can imagine. I wouldn't do it personally, but good job.
Now that's something you will only see on the greatest Facebook show of all time, Animal Update. Don't fact check. Greatest Facebook show of all time.
Yeah, it's okay. Good job.
You can actually see the way she's walking. You can see how her legs are out and bent.
Oh yeah.
So you can see how that's kind of how reptiles have to have their legs.
So, what you're saying is you might have to demonstrate this one more time.
No, I don't think I could. Next time I'll definitely lose. Fun fact, though, that's one of the differences between dinosaurs, or maybe the biggest, between dinosaurs and reptiles, is reptiles have their legs out and bent, while dinosaurs had their legs underneath them, which allowed them to walk and run more efficiently.
Someone had a fun science joke. Saturn's orbit is longer than yours, so you did win. if it's not fair, it's not a fair race.
It's not a fair race
because Saturn's orbit is longer than
we're calling
Earth.
a mistrial, a misrace here.
I don't agree. It's like,
do we have any more pertinent questions?
No.
Any questions about our tortoises here?
No, I think we're good.
If I wasn't a mess before, I am now. That's okay. All right, are we done with our tortoises?
We are done with our tortoises.
All right, I'm gonna let you leave the camera on the tortoises.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go get our next animal set up here.
Wow.
Tell them that joke you know.
Oh man. Actually, I don't know that many awesome jokes. Oh, how did they punish the space shuttle that was acting badly? They grounded it. Oh,
That was terrible.
that was the best joke ever. And for more jokes, tune in on Thursday for trivia.
You're not allowed to plug your own show. My show. All right, come on over. We got our next animal ready here.
What? Oh, wow.
Oh.
Whoa.
And this is, and you may have seen him in
Yes.
one of our previous videos. This is our Argentine Tegu Chester. The last time you saw him, he was on our demonstration counter.
Tegu, yes.
Today he's out in the grass. We just literally put him down in the grass right before you walked over here, so we got to give him a second to adjust here.
That's
There's a lot
awesome.
going on. He's suddenly out in the grass. There's people here. It's the season finale. You could understand why he might be, a little shy. But just like for our tortoises and our snake, he's cold-blooded, so he's definitely going to enjoy the heat out here. In fact, that's why we have him on this harness and this leash, which I have here just in case, because if he does get really, really warm, he doesn't look like he could, but he could actually move pretty fast. So we want to make sure he doesn't get too excited and too warm and take off on us.
It seems like he's just chilling.
Yeah, he's chilling now.
Yeah.
So they come from, of course, with the name like Argentine Tegu. They come
Tegu.
from South America, from area around Argentina. However, that's not where Chester's from. I'm not sure if everyone remembers, but Chester came from Florida.
Oh.
Because he was an invasive species. So
Oh.
in Florida. Am I posing? It's like a
We're going.
GQ.
All right, we're
here.
good.
Are we on?
I think so.
Have I been talking this whole time?
Yes, you have.
Hi everybody, we're back. I did not know we went back live. Is
Yeah.
anyone joining us?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, so sorry about that. We're not quite sure what happened, but we lost the connection. But we're back. Unfortunately, because of the wait, Chester did have to go back inside. He was past his time. So we are back outside with Venus and Saturn, just to say goodbye to you guys. So we do want to say thank you, since it is our season finale. The first thing I want to say is thank you so much to our animal husbandry staff, Nicole, Heidi, Courtney, Samantha. You've seen all of them at some point, or they've been behind the scenes making these possible. And of course, our director of animal husbandry, Melissa. Thank you all so much. All the work they do every single week to help Depeche and I pull off these animal updates. Of course, the animals themselves are fantastic. Thank you to Depeche. Behind the camera has been here every single week. It's not easy to hold that iPad up, or not a tablet, whatever it is, the whole time. And of course, the biggest thank you of all to you guys. Thank you so much for signing in every Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. So many of you we got used to seeing all the time, every week. A lot of you have donated. That money is so important to us, especially now, to bring, even though this show's ending, to bring other shows to you, like the apparently ever popular trivia, and of course to care for these animals while we're closed. We're gonna totally miss you guys. I'm gonna miss doing this with you each morning, even though I don't get to see you. You get to see me. I do get to read your comments afterwards. So thank you all so much for the love for the animals, who is really why we're out here doing this. So this is going to be Fred, Depeche. Can you do? Should I flip around and
we could
do the? On the other side of the camera.
After like what, 10, 15
12,
weeks, 12
the man
weeks?
behind the camera, although everyone's probably seen you by now because trivia.
Hello everybody.
And of course, the always popular
Without Mickey.
Nicole. Thank you all so much. This is going to be the Animal Update season finale signing off. And hopefully the next time we see all of you, we'll be right here in Jersey City at Liberty Science Center inside our beautiful facility. And I can come and talk to you about the animals in person. Until then, everyone stay safe. Have a wonderful summer. And we'll see you back soon.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
Bye. Fireworks.